Only 77.8 million shares crossed the tape for the session of the 30th of April 2021 as it concerns Blue Sphere. That is below average. And that does not really spell very good news, especially with this sort of retracement we are looking at, a 9.09% retracement. But I'll tell you why in a minute. So at some point during that session, it says price dropped through the 200-day moving average on below average volume. So we can see that it's trading in between its short-term trend lines, yes, it is trading in between its short-term trend lines, and I think one of the trend lines has coincided with the 200-day trend line as well. So we can see the relative strength index is also not doing so well. Price rate of change is flat. Unbalanced volume indicator definitely has a negative slope because of the low volumes we've been seeing in the past few sessions. MACD is above the signal line. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is also waning. Momentum is flat as well. MACD is above the signal line. That is because I think the stock is probably above its 10-day trend line, I believe, or something like that. And the analysis that it appears to be in a strong bullish trend. 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and the MACD histogram is above zero and rising, but it's lagging the S&P 500. Obviously, this is a culmination of all that has happened over the last trading sessions, so it doesn't reflect on what just happened in this last session. So momentum for Blue Sphere as measured by 14-period stochastic oscillator is waning. This means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases, that may even be taking profits in positions but at lower prices. I think that is definitely the case. The volume for that session was lighter than usual, trading 77.847 million shares versus an average of 147 shares per day. 147.694 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term accumulation has given way to near term. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term selling pressure has given way to near term accumulation by traders. So even though that volume is retracing, the volume is dropping, but also more and more on the average, more and more people are buying the stock. That is what you have to know. So if you are concerned about the caveat emptor and all that stuff, people are also gradually buying it, even though the stock is also retracing. So in the longer term, yes, people are buying more, but in the shorter term, which was just what happened over the last 6 sessions, people are definitely taking money off the table. So what we can see is that it's not so wonderful news as such. I think more people are concerned about the looming caveat emptor issue that is going to may befall Blue Sphere. So I think that is probably the only thing that is behind. I can say that is behind this retracement we are looking at right now. This retracement that started from it started from the 23rd of April. So over 6 sessions now it has been retracing, and all of that has been on low volume. That is why the unbalanced volume indicator has continued to retrace. And you know what? This is a cycle that feeds itself. Retracements with low volume tells you that the people who are participating in that trend are still going to come. When they are doing it small by little, it feeds in it. What it simply indicates that more and more are going to come. But when you see a high volume of associated with a retracement, it just tells you that those guys who participated have done it and gone away. So there's a good chance that more are going to come back into it. But when they are taking it out a little in small fractions, it means it can imply that it's still going to continue. So I'm really afraid by the coming sessions from the thought of May and onwards, Blue Sphere might continue to retrace further. So going by what is going on right now, it is easily a buy. So the fundamentals is also right, but the only or the big fear there is, will it be restricted? Would you be unable to buy the stock? We know what happened when the stock was halted a few months ago, a few months ago, how it just plummeted from its highs of 0 0.0 from 3 cents down to as low as something below, I mean, in dimes. So yes, that fear is there, but I'm still calling it a buy. So I mean, some people pointed out that these guys were granted the permission to go dark, but as we pointed out in a previous video, Blue Sphere definitely, there's a good chance they have more than $10 million in assets, and there's a good chance that the market participants, shareholders, has exceeded 2,000. So if that is all the case, then Blue Sphere has to now disclose its finances to the general public. So the conclusion is that Blue Sphere technically is a buy. I think the fundamentals are right. It's definitely doing business, but the due diligence concerns whether it's going to be delisted or whether it's going to be restricted and all that stuff is a fear that I cannot tell you that yes, it's going to happen or not, even though they were given the permission to go dark. So the other thing is that in the comment sessions, we believe that Blue Sphere is going to continue to retrace, and if it continues to retrace, it continues to present more and more buying opportunity. Currently now it is just trading, like I said, in between its short-term trend lines and almost just at its 200-day trend line. At some point it did retrace below that 200-day trend line. So you decide whether you're going to get involved or not. We picked up a few more shares, and if it continues to retrace, we will do so, whether it's going to be restricted or not. So it's up to you. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much.